The 2022 NFL offseason is only a few days old, and we already have rumors surrounding one of the most controversial players that will likely be on the move this offseason, that being Deshaun Watson, and these rumors include the Minnesota Vikings. For those of you who have yet to hear or read about this, according to Jeremy Fowler, a senior reporter for ESPN, Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson has begun to weigh his options for potential landing spots for the 2022 offseason. The two main teams that have come up as Watson's main choices are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well as the Minnesota Vikings. Of course, we'll be talking about the Vikings option. Now, this comes after Watson was narrowly traded to the Miami Dolphins before the start of the 2021 season and before the team ultimately decided to stick with Tua Tagovailoa. As most of us are well aware, getting a player like Deshaun Watson would have its pros and its cons. The main cons obviously come in the form of legal trouble, as Watson is still looking to get his name cleared of the 22 civil lawsuits filed by women who allege that Watson engaged in sexual assault or sexual misconduct during massage sessions. As you can imagine, the new head coach for Houston, Lovie Smith, is waiting to get all the legal issues resolved as soon as possible, if they get resolved at all. More than likely at that point, then football discussions surrounding Watson can legitimately heat up. Now, moving over to the pros of the situation, the main thing here is that Watson is an incredibly talented and gifted football player, and we all know this, who would bring a completely new style of play to the Vikings offense. The scrambling quarterback has been regarded as a top 5 quarterback in all of football, maybe not so much after sitting out a season, but as much as I and many other people like Kirk Cousins, there's no denying that this would be quite the upgrade in the quarterback department. A superstar in their prime is generally something you go and acquire if you can. And while it's one thing for the Vikings to be on the radar of Deshaun Watson, the real question would be if Deshaun Watson is on the radar of the Vikings. Because as we've heard, incoming Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell, who worked with Kirk Cousins during his time in Washington, is still high on the 33-year-old veteran quarterback. Now, does this mean that Deshaun Watson to the Vikings is at a 0% chance? I don't think so. There's of course the money issue surrounding Kirk Cousins, but it has to be remembered that Deshaun Watson is and will continue to be a big money quarterback for years to come. That is, if he ever touches the field again. So a decision would need to be made in regards to if the team would be willing to continue to spend big money in the event that they move on from Kirk Cousins. There is certainly a plethora of questions that will be asked in regard to Deshaun Watson's situation in the coming weeks and months, but the ultimate question is, who will Deshaun Watson play for in 2022 if he plays at all? It looks like we're getting closer and closer to the answer, but as fans, the decisions ultimately lie with the big dogs within the organization and whether they're willing to take on big risks with the possibility of getting a big reward. Which leaves the question, what are your thoughts on the Deshaun Watson situation? Do you think he'll ever touch an NFL field again? If he clears up his name, would you be open to him suiting up for the purple in 2022? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. This has been a Skull Network production. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you all in the next video.